I am the manager of Michigan Agriculture in the Classroom, and you are joining us for the National Agriculture in the Classroom virtual conference. We first want to take a minute to thank our sponsors, the CHS Foundation and BASF, for being continual sponsors of our continual sponsors of our ag literacy efforts at National Agriculture in the Classroom. We're glad that you can be a part of this as well. Some of you may have joined us in Salt Lake City, and hopefully some of you will join us in Minneapolis, Minnesota next year. We encourage you to stay for this last session. And it will be recorded, and you can access any of these sessions that you may have missed today on our National Agriculture in the Classroom website coming next week. During the session, we ask that you use the Q&A if you have any questions or Ms. Tessa asks you to respond to anything. If you could kindly drop those answers or questions into the Q&A, that way we can see them and help respond. You'll also receive an email from us next week with a survey on it to please evaluate our national conference, virtual conference. And as always, we're looking to improve and see how we can help best service you in your local communities. So without further ado, we have Ms. Tessa Matusak with us from National Agriculture in the Classroom, and she's going to share all her wealth and knowledge about our Journey 2050 program. It's all you, Tessa.
Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, everyone. Yes, I am the program manager for National Agriculture in the Classroom, and I get to talk to you about an awesome program that we utilize throughout the U.S. in a lot of different ways today called Journey 2050. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I hope you all are on this session still because you have an interest in global food supply, sustainability, how do we take care of our resources, and how do we teach our students and youth to be future decision makers that have the tools and knowledge to make decisions that are going to benefit themselves and generations to come, because that's really what we're going to talk about today, and how to do that in the classroom and beyond. So again, my name is Tessa, and if you ever need to talk more about Journey or have questions, concerns, your local Agriculture in the Classroom program will likely understand the program as well and can help you, but I am also a contact. So go ahead and note down my email if you would like. It's programs@naco.org. So this program is a really neat opportunity that involved some industry partners in agriculture, teachers, a company that is one of our dear sponsors and friends called Nutrien Ltd, to come together with this vision and mission of educating, youth in the classrooms today and beyond the classrooms and future generations of why it matters to look at how we use all of our resources we have access to and how agriculture plays a role in our lives daily. So from that birth, this concept of a program called Journey 2050, really trying to answer the question of how do we sustainably feed a global population that's continually growing? Because by the year 2050, we're looking at having a population of nearly 10 billion people, and that impacts a lot of different facets of our daily lives around the globe. So understanding the importance of knowing where our food comes from, how the whole process of farm to table works, what our role locally and beyond as an individual, as a greater community means in that greater picture of sustainability and ensuring everyone is well fed, warm, and able to live a great life involves looking at many different facets. Kind of under this big umbrella term of sustainability. So Journey 2050 was designed to help look at that through the lens of a global community, global agriculture, understanding that as a student, how we can make a difference, in our age that we are that, but then in the future as a decision maker as well. So this program has kind of your traditional lesson plan curriculum sort of piece, but also it includes this virtual simulation game, which is an awesome way to elevate that learning experience, that hands-on engagement that is a little non-traditional in some ways, but very popular in the classroom. and to let students engage in learning in a fun and interactive way. So the program has up to 7 hours of programming materials, but really it has hours and hours and hours of opportunity of resources embedded in there for you and suggested. But there's 7 core hours of programming available. And you can pick and choose which parts of the program you like, need to use, don't want to use. It's all there to just really meet your needs as an educator. It's flexible in that sense. You can learn, you can utilize things in the online learning experience as an educator, just pulling things off the website. You can direct students to the website to do the student-led version, or you can engage in other opportunities that are throughout North America in different ways, such as the guest speaker experience or different professional development learning opportunities centered around Journey 2050, depending on the state you live in. One of the really neat and unique things about this program and the virtual simulation game is that the game features real-life farm families. So a portion of the curriculum and game focuses on really growing our food, harvesting, producing, understanding that whole importance of, the term agriculture, growing our food, and so on. And so through that, and in that, we see how farming occurs around the world in this global sense. And so students will get to farm in Kenya, India, and Canada, or the US. So in the last year and a half, the US farm family was added to the game, which is very exciting. This program is utilized the majority in North America, very heavily here in the US. But during the pandemic, we saw it branch out beyond just North America and all over the world, which is pretty awesome to know that, students around the world are engaging in this program. So as the students are playing throughout the game portion, they're really having the opportunity to see how their decisions impact society, environment, and economy. And those are kind of the main 3 factors of what the term sustainability is defined as in the game. And we'll look at that a little bit more in a couple other ways. But they're really getting to see how their daily choices, affect them and beyond, which is a powerful realization. Many teachers are interested in this program and get excited about the virtual simulation piece and want to know how they can use it. And at first, we saw it, kind of grabbed up by all the ag teachers because it was an easy fit into mini class and subject needs into their standards, and the science teachers and the STEM teachers. But we've really seen it go beyond that in family consumer science, out in after school clubs, in oh shoot, what am I trying to say? In the history classrooms, we're seeing it utilized. So there's all different ways you can kind of take this program. It's cross-curricular and drop it into a bucket really with yourself and what you're teaching, hopefully, or your colleagues on campus. It's a really great way to unify everyone and understanding some really important concepts as, just all of us living out our daily lives. So it's a great way to meet standards, but also bring us all together in different ways and a bigger picture in that global community sense. The standard piece, which is always important, right, for our educators to understand why this is something they can pick up and use, or how it's going to help them meet those needs of having to meet some standard objectives. There's a couple different ways to understand where it may fit for you. So on the Journey 2050 website, there is a database powered by EdGate that you can plug in where you are, state-wise or territory-wise, or beyond if you're not a US resident. Grade, certain standards you're looking for, and that will pull it all out. These lessons that are on the Journey 2050 website that are part of the Journey 2050 program, you also can find them in the NACO curriculum matrix. So we are a partner on this program with Nutrien and some other organizations. And so we have the opportunity to house those lessons as well on our side. All the same content, just designed a little differently between the 2 places. And then again, if you're maybe talking about this on campus with some colleagues, there's this great way to kind of maybe get a glance at where some of those main themes might be quickly picked up in the lesson plans based on your subject area you're teaching. So we created kind of this like tip sheet of where maybe your favorite lessons might be throughout the program. Again, there's 7 core lessons, but you can pick and pull and grab whichever works best for you. So this is a snapshot of something you can find on the Journey 2050 website called our Educator Framework. So everything is provided. This program is completely free. All the resources, the game piece to play, the app that's used there, it's all free. There's always going to be your lesson plan for every level, a PowerPoint provided in your traditional PowerPoint or Google Slide version, a short video that goes over those key themes and facts for every level is available. And then there's that game piece, which is so fun and just it's a great way to engage with students. That's available for level 1 through 6. We don't have a game level yet for level 7. Level 7 was added in the last few years. So hopefully down the road in the next couple of years, we'll have a game level for that. And then there's an abundance of offered suggested enriching activities, either developed by the Journey 2050 team or partners that are also a part of this program. And then there's just additional resources listed on the website. So if you want to dig deeper into one of those key themes of Journey 2050, like soil health, and you want to do it for more than just, that one lesson's time, there's some other things there to lead you down a road to more on that subject, take more time to go a little deeper. So again, why is this important? It's because we're looking at this bigger picture that, we're going to see some change come down the road. We're already seeing change always in our world daily, but when we hit that number of 10 billion people, it's estimated we'll need double, if not more, likely 60 to 70% more of the food to be grown to feed everyone. And that's going to have to happen on either, hopefully, the same amount of land we have to grow our food, or less if we're not, paying attention and using our resources wisely. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on agriculture. There's already things like that we can't control, weather, pests, consumer demands, all those things impact our food supply. But then you add in, that large growth number, and then potentially less land to grow on, we're going to have to make some smart and creative choices. So it leads us into those conversations about how do we be sustainable? So we're going to take a quick peek at what sustainability means in Journey 2050. This is the level 1 intro video. We're just going to see a few minutes of it. All these videos are 5 minutes or less. They're fun, they're animated, they're easy, and just a great way to highlight those key themes that we're looking at.
What will our world be like in the year 2050? By 2050, the Earth will be crowded by 2 billion more people. They're all going to need water, homes, jobs, and medicines. But most importantly, how are they all going to be fed? This growing population will eat the equivalent to all of the food grown in the last 500 years put together. That's over 60% more than we grow today. 1 billion tons more cereal and 50% more fresh water every year. This extra food has to be grown on less land in a way that protects the environment and animals, while making sure that there's enough food for generations to come. This is called sustainability, and it can only be achieved by improving its 3 interconnected elements: economy, society, and environment. Let me show you what we mean. Imagine a barrel with parts made equally from these 3 elements. Well, you can only fill this barrel until its lowest piece. So if the environment is the lowest piece of the barrel, it limits the sustainability. This piece must be improved to make the world's sustainability greater. What does economic mean here? It's about earning money, creating jobs and incomes to support the national and local community. Then there are the social needs. People need things like food, education, and medical care to stay healthy. We also need infrastructure like roads to get the food from the farm to your plate. And finally, there are environmental needs. Soil quality needs need to be maintained. Habitats need protection. Water must be conserved. And we need to protect our atmosphere by keeping our greenhouse gases to a minimum. Our world leaders committed to 17 global.
So again, we're looking at that greater concept of sustainability. kind of in this barrel image, if you will, in these three main factors, and understanding that all these things are intertwined and we need all of them to kind of be at this level, balanced place to really have overall sustainability. So a community is only as sustainable as the least developed, you know, so we're always trying to improve our limiting factor. And throughout the program, you'll see kind of this core concept highlighted. And then in the game portion as well, the first 4 levels that we'll talk about all those levels a little bit. It's going to be the score of the farming portion of the game too. The barrel serves as the score. So I'm just going to run through kind of what the lessons key themes are a little bit, and then we'll hop over to the website and we'll play a level of the game so you can see. So that first level is all about sustainability, introduction to agriculture, and we get to explore what farming looks like a little bit as we start in the game. In level 2, we jump into plant health, really understanding the importance of taking care of our soil. I will say I'm learning that being a California girl that's now living in South Carolina, lives on sand. My corn outside does not look good. And it was probably because I did not pay attention to, you know, my soil health well enough. You could put in some extra compost on sand. So students are going to get to look at how do we take care of, you know, our soil, because if we're not taking care of our soil, it's likely our crops are not going to do great. I'm learning. So, they get to walk through level 2, understanding we have some more options now. You earn kind of what's called your 4R badge, your right time, source, rate, and place of application of nutrients. It's very important. Understanding more about plant health and why it's important. So when they get to that farming level of level 2, they're going to have choices. So do we want to not apply nutrients, like maybe me, myself over here, saved a little money on not doing extra, you know, compost that I should have, but probably lost my corn. Or do we want to invest a little with our dollars and maybe get a better yield? So it's really at level 2 that you see students start to get kind of more competitive and excited about their farming adventure, because there's just more variables to play with and understanding kind of, again, overall, our sustainability is more about balance, not that we have the most money in the bank, but that greater balance. And again, that's just a quick snapshot because we won't probably get there today on what level 2 looks like, getting to apply that fertilizer to the ground. So all through level 1 through 4, students are farming. Again, they're going around the world, different farms, and it just kind of gets more intense. More things are happening. They're learning on how to balance everything on their sustainability barrel. They're dealing with all realistic things. So all these farms, you know, it's the farmer's farm as realistic as possible, down to like what the building looks like, and of course what crops are available, what real natural disasters might pop up in the game. Those things are all relatable back to that farmer and that country. So pretty awesome. It's a neat way to learn a lot about what's going on. Then we go to level 5, which is going to focus on cultural impact, geography a little bit, some history of population growth. And that's going to be like a knowledge test, sort of quiz game type level. Get to really see, again, the difference that's happened from then to now, different things around the world, digging into more of that cultural connection. A great thing that we love in National Agriculture in the Classroom's resources is the land use model. I'm sure some of you on here have used this or seen this before. This is built into level 5 of the Journey 2050 program, again, to talk about just how much we have as our land to grow our food on, which really, if you can see that cute little basket with the fruit and vegetables up by the stem, that's our slice that we have out of the entire earth. And this is a resource you can buy out of the National Agriculture in the Classroom store, but it's a great activity to do with taking a real apple, going step by step with the students and lining them with that tiny little slice of peel to see that is your portion that we really have to ensure we're taking care of so we can grow our food. So very powerful, and you get a snack at the end. So level 6 then goes into careers. And why is that important? Because everyone's impacted by agriculture, and so many of us will play a role in the future in our careers of, impacting agriculture in different ways. It might not be that we're a farmer, tilling the soil and planting the corn. But anyone, everywhere, we're all a part of it. We're wearing clothes, eating our food, all the things. And many people, their gifts and talents that take them to a career may end up in a company that's related to agriculture in some way. So this is a great way to bring all those things, to the students as opportunity that they might not have been aware of before. So level 6, like all of the levels, lessons, open up with an interest approach activity, an idea kind of to do some engagement in the start of the classroom for discussion on the topic. And the fun way to do that in level 6 is to learn about how many jobs it took to make one product, a commodity that you're consuming daily. So you can go into having students try to list how many jobs were a part of, getting milk on the table for you at home. Or we can put them up in teams, make it, a competition between students that way. Cheese is an example here. So just kind of looking at the giant web behind all of that, of all the different types of jobs that were involved. So again, of course, we have to have our dairy farmer, right, that has the dairy cow that's milking the dairy cow. And then at some point that milk's going to have to go somewhere to get processed. So you have your truck driver, and then before all that, there probably was a veterinarian on site that visited the dairy farm, but that dairy farmer might have needed a loan to, buy the property to start their farm. So they went to a bank. There's all those things, right? And it's just a really neat opportunity to show students that your passion and interest can still make a powerful, positive impact on the future, and our food supply and overall sustainability. So great lesson to dive into that. This is a snapshot of what it looks like on the game portion. So level 6, again, is a career avatar. And this avatar option got a bunch of updates in the last year. So a lot more fun and personalized features they can choose for their physical self to represent. And then we added in some more career profiles, and every career profile that happens in the game is a real life person that, Nutrien or Ag in the Classroom, somebody in the partnership of creating this program and maintaining it is tied to. It's going to talk about their level of schooling they went through to, attain that career, how they impact feeding the world, why they love their job, just some really great things to talk about. So that is your level 6. This is an example of an enriching activity. Again, I mentioned there's so many extra things built in everywhere to just offer more for you all if you want to dig deeper or need some more time on something. This is kind of a get to know each other bingo in the room of relating back to the topic of technology and innovation, which is our level 7 theme. Again, there's no game for level 7 yet, but there is a project built into level 7 that will, kind of serve as that extra hands-on, interactive, take it to the next level component. And then there is an action piece at the end, a project summary that's offered. It's not required, like all the levels and lessons. It's all something you can pick and pull and use as you please. But this is focused on project-based learning, finding a concern and finding a solution. So those are some great ways to get students involved on, having a local impact and beyond. So definitely recommend taking a peek at that if you like your students to do a final project on programs. I apologize, that looks a little blurry. So deep dive and activities, these are things you're going to see when you go on the website. When we get there, you'll see that there's enriching activities and deep dives listed. We have the general program lessons for every level. But then we also, like I said, kind of built in some extra things because we knew educators were looking for more. And there's so many great partners between this partnership of Nutrien and National Agriculture in the Classroom and Ag in the Classroom Canada. There's so many wonderful resources and lessons and vetted things by all you educators that we already know are doing great things in the classroom. Those are built in right there for you to know You can just grab it and continue on if you want. The enriching activities are shorter. Some are almost more like make and take type quick focus, whereas the deeper dives are actually going to link you back to the National Agriculture in the Classroom Matrix, specifically into some categorized lessons that will really take you into some more in-depth lesson plans and go deeper. And so before I hop off of this presentation and we go on to the browser, I just want to again highlight this has been a collaborative effort between many program partners over the last almost 10 years. So it's a great program that we see used in a lot of different ways. So I hope all of you on here find a way that you can build it into your classroom at some point, one way or another, because it really is something that's built to just be there for you. And we love seeing it picked and pulled apart and utilized in different ways that maybe aren't the traditional. So always keep us posted on how you do that. So I am going to share a screen, share my browser so we can take a look at how much time. Good. Okay. What the game will look like. Did that? Okay, sure. There we go. Okay. So should let me back up. We are going to go to the Journey 2050 website. So if you want to open up another screen or use your phone to play along a little bit, please feel free. But so going to the Journey 2050 website is how we get started. So journey2050.com, and you're just going to create your free teacher account. Of course, if you're any educator of any sort or parent is welcome to make an account. You don't have to be traditionally, a hired employed teacher, program partner, whoever you are welcome. A student does not have to make an account to play the game or anything like that. So you, as an educator or the adults want to come create your free account. So I already have one, so I'm just going to hit sign in. And when we sign in, this is kind of your landing page, and you're going to see that you have something called a teacher code. This is a 4-letter code, and that's going to help you gain teacher reports if you want your students to be involved in that. When we go to play the game, it will give you a place where you can have a teacher code inputted, and that way it will translate it back to this end for you, your login page. So journey2050.com has lots of things on it, but really your main hub of all your materials is going to be getting into the educator login. There's 3 main opportunities to be involved in Journey 2050. Again, this is really a program for North America, but beyond too. The online program is what we are saying as this coming to the web browser, pulling things from here, using the website. The guest speaker program is available in North America, and it depends on the location that you are in. So if you are in a particular state, you might have an opportunity for a partner with National Agriculture in the Classroom, or maybe another partner organization as well, to come in to your class virtually or in person and help you go through Journey 2050 or present a couple of the levels to your students, things like that. So that's a great opportunity. I suggest you all look into it and see if it's available in your area. And then if anybody's on here from Canada today with us, I'm not sure, but Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Nutrien's headquarters are in Calgary, and they have the lovely Calgary Stampede grounds, and which is like a big kind of rodeo, agriculture center, event center. They have an actual Journey 2050 classroom on site. And so there are school buses coming every day of the school year to do a Journey 2050 experience all day there on site. So not for us here in the US, but great opportunity for our friends up north. So when you're on the educator tab, to get started, we're just gonna land on the online experience. And we're going to find our lessons listed right here. So if you want to grab all the files, there's a zip file right here, or you can just go lesson by lesson. And as you'll see, we have all the things I mentioned before, your lesson plan, your slides, the video, you can view it on YouTube or download it, the game level link, enriching activities. So again, those kind of shorter things, that are still on the same topic, or we link over into deeper dives. So we have all the lessons and everything listed here to play the game. So we can play through in a browser that is approved, so one of these, or there is the free app that's available through Google Play or the App Store. Again, it's free, no data is collected, nothing there that would hopefully be of concern. If there is any concern for student privacy, if you go, I don't know why, let's go back to the main. It's not letting me. Trying to get to the main. Okay, there we go. When we go back to the main landing page for Journey 2050, this has been a question a lot in the last couple of years, especially in some of our eastern states. There is a student privacy FAQ here on the website. So if your administration requires something to note on that, please visit this to see if your question can be answered first. There's no student data collected. Some of you on here may have seen me present before, but since, gosh, I think in the last 6 months, there was a transition to where now for the student report, we don't even ask student first name and last name. It's been removed just so that way there's no data on any, not even a name. That's all that, was attached to that report prior. But now it's that if the educator would pre-assign a number to your student in the classroom and they just put in their student number, but you still put in your teacher code, so it will link back to you. But that this has definitely been a frequent question lately. So definitely check that out, a few questions regarding that. So educator side, we looked at, now if you wanted your students to come on here, like say they're doing independent study or school's closed down for weather, or you're doing virtual learning, but you want them to do it on their own, or however it may work, they can come to the student tab, go to online lessons, and you can direct them to wherever you would like. So if they need to go do something on lesson 3, there's a handout, the video is linked there, the game is linked there. There is a lesson video guide, and some optional activities are listed. So it's kind of a quick and easy way to have your students go directly there. So I'm going to go ahead and open the game so you can see what that looks like a little bit. So I have loaded it through the web browser. I'm hoping it loads nicely. I was on a presentation yesterday and did level 1. So we're going to go ahead and do level 1, even though it's already been checked. And if you'd like to play along yourselves, I'd love for that. We open up in level 1 in Kenya, and we're going to meet Shami, who was an agronomist for Nutrien. And this is his family, and this is his farm, and what it looks like. And so he's going to help us through level 1 a little bit. You'll notice there's a timer. Level 1 goes a little fast. It feels like this is your sustainability barrel. Again, this is your score. This is your bank account up here on the top left. And we'll just see what we get to do in Kenya. So we're going to get to plant some crops. These, again, are realistic. So we're going to grow some beans. We can hurt our crop, help our crop. All the things are possible. So I can overwater, underwater. I could over apply, fertilizer once we get to level 2. I could abandon it, and obviously that would be good for a crop, and that would hurt your yield for sure, and your finances, all the things. So as students are starting to play, they're going to see more and more choices come along as the levels increase. It gets up to 15 minutes in the next levels. I have an investment. So these pop up throughout the game. This is an opportunity to invest in some more land. I'm going to say yes, but you'll see that it shows me which of my pillars are going to go up. So students can see, okay, like, should I invest? Do I need help on that pillar? Like, will that impact me correctly? We get to see our positive and our negative from that investment. Obviously, it looks like positives outweigh the negative. So we're going to go ahead and say yes. And we're going to keep planting. And you'll see that it will show you like grow time is longer on 1, but we earn more on our maize versus our beans, even though it takes longer. So that's where when these variables start to come in, students really get to get competitive, and they start to, try to be very strategic and start to really analyze the process. And oh, my time is up so fast. It goes so quickly. Okay, so then at the end, it's gonna do a review. So we see that I got a sustainability score of 10. I don't know if anybody else played along, but if you did and you want to put your score in the Q&A, that would be great. I'd love to know if anybody beat me. The ultimate score you can get is 500. So that takes getting in the higher levels, but it is possible to do. And then you're going to see kind of the ripple effect, right? So we're talking about always like that our impact as one person will go beyond us. So there's this ripple effect into the greater community. So we see our positives of our ripple effect. And then we have an opportunity. So I can invest $5,000, up to you, whether or not you want to do it. It looks like, obviously, this pillar for me, my environmental pillar, is doing really well. So is that really going to help me balance my barrel? Probably not. Is it great to do? Sure, it doesn't hurt anything. So again, it gets, students thinking about their choices and their impact. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit continue. Okay, so I have time. Ooh, good. So I'm going to go ahead and do the career avatar so you all can see what that will look like for a bit. And again, this is a great one. I think it really, makes students aware there's just so many opportunities for them and what they like, and how life can take them somewhere maybe they didn't expect. So we're just going to go ahead and pick some fun things to represent ourselves, or myself, I guess I should say. You all are, I hope, are playing along. I wish we could all see each other. I am going to go with this outfit. Oh, purple hair. Love it. Eyes. A mouth. Okay. And some sunglasses so I look cool. All right. I am done customizing my avatar. So then it walks through kind of understanding like, okay, what are my personal likes and dislikes, my interests, what am I good at in school? And so do I want to work inside or outside? I'm going to say outside. And then do I want to work on a team or independently? Three favorite subjects in school. So let's see. I'm going to go with construction, art, and if anybody else is playing along, please share your scores or your career if you beat me. Okay, so those are my favorite subjects. Okay, and if I could take a tool to work, what would it be? I'm gonna say neither. And would I like to work directly with a farmer offering products and services, or help the public understand the importance of agriculture? I'll be the advocate today. Favorite tasks. Let's see. How about helping animals? I recently got chickens, so I feel like I can say I help animals. I'm going to sell some items, and I'll be a leader. Okay, so based on my selection of choices, it gives me a profile that may match some of those skills and interests and passions I have. So I got PR communications as a potential match. And I can learn a little bit more about Miss Chris and what her life looks like in that role. So education, job description, unique part of her job, and how she helps feed the world, and some other related careers. So maybe that didn't feel quite right, but then there's some others that they can investigate that are related in that field or interest. So then we go to then continue, we get to scroll around a bit and look at some other things that are opportunity there. So with a few minutes left, I just wanted to take a moment to share Farmers 2050 with you all. So Journey 2050, obviously the game is so much fun. Everyone really loves it. The students especially, right? They love to have the opportunity to virtually learn and engage. So with that, Nutrien developed what's called Farmers 2050. And I might actually just show my, well, here, let's see if the website will load. Why don't we do that? Farmers 2050 is a free, realistic farm game that was designed to help anyone engage in that understanding of global sustainability, understanding how, you know, agriculture really works, growing our food, harvesting our food, buying and selling and trading. All those things are built in. So sustainability is still key in the game. The score is also the 3 pillars built into that kind of like barrel feature that we talk about in Journey 2050. You get to raise livestock, craft and sell goods. It is feeding the world from the palm of your hand is kind of the tagline. It's available from the App Store, Google Play. It's all free. There's no ads or in-app purchases. There's no data collection. This is utilized in the classroom by educators. Often I hear as like an extension if somebody finishes up early, if you need a bell ringer activity, anybody needs a mental break, we're just gonna do a farm break, or they're on a field trip, something to do on the way to and from. There's a neat feature involved in the game called global events, and those can be realistic or fictional. Throughout the year, there's realistic ones plugged in, and sometimes a real life donation by Nutrien is done through the engagement of the players. So really neat opportunity. It's just a lot of fun. It's one farm instead of going to multiple farms like Journey and Farming. You have one farm, kind of your traditional Midwest farm in America, and you're building that farm to be greater and greater. But you're interacting with growers elsewhere, specialists in different careers. So still a lot of those same key themes and important concepts are built in there. I think that's all of my goodies for you today. I was hoping time for questions. Does anybody have any questions? Did I leave anything out, Michelle?
I don't think you did. We'll wait a few minutes. I'll start with the closing. I don't see any questions coming in right now, but I want to thank Tessa for her presentation to our audience. Thank you for joining us today. And a special thanks to our sponsors that allow this free opportunity. Our sponsors are CHS Foundation and BASF. Watch your email for an evaluation on the virtual conference in the coming days. We welcome your input. And please keep an eye on our website, www.agclassroom.org, or our social media channels for upcoming events. With that, thank you for joining us today. We wish you a great start to your 2024-2025 school year, and we hope to see you in Minneapolis in June of 2025 for our in-person national conference. So thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed your day and enjoy the rest of your summer. Hopefully you got a few days left before school starts. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Tessa.
Yes, thank you.